You're probably watching this video because you have uncontrollable NoFap urges that just come at you like a tsunami out of nowhere and smack you in the face. You sense that this traditional NoFap strategy isn't the best. Is there another way? There is. For me personally, I tried traditional NoFap for 7 years. Traditional NoFap is where basically you start off on day one. This is what I would do. I would start off on day one and I'd be like, right, I'm going to get to 90 days. I just relapsed. All of the dopamine was coming out of my system and I was like, right, I need to kick this shit. 90 days, let's fucking go. And I remember sometimes it would be literally an hour later where I'd be sat there on my chair having that mental tug of war and then just end up relapsing. Now, sometimes it wouldn't be after an hour, that's a rare scenario. Sometimes it'd be after 3 days, a week, 2 weeks. The streaks would vary in length depending on whatever the fuck reasons. The problem is that I was running this traditional NoFap method. It wasn't working, and I did this for 7 years. 7 long, arduous years. There were times where I'd look in the mirror, I would see myself like sweaty and like just gross after doing the disgusting ritual, and I would literally want to fucking delete myself. I swear to God. Like, obviously I wasn't being serious, but it felt that way. When you're doing traditional NoFap, it feels like you're having this tug of war. It feels like there's an evil demon that's possessed your mind, pulling the strings in your mind like a fucking puppet master. And one part of your brain is saying, I want to get to 90 days, I want to be free of this shit. And then the other part of your brain is like, do it. And that part of your brain that says do it is super, super strong. The good news is there is another strategy, right? What you're doing is you're running a current strategy, the NoFap strategy, the traditional strategy. This strategy isn't it. There's another way called the easy peasy method, right? I'm going to compare the easy peasy method to the traditional NoFap method now. Right, here we are. Traditional NoFap method has a high probability of failure. It's hard and requires willpower. It is free, but it takes ages to work because you're going to relapse again and again. Like with me, like I did it for years and I never got free. I tried it for 7 years and it didn't fucking work. The biggest problem is that you know it isn't working for you, but you think it's the only way. You think it's the only fucking way. Only way. Question mark? Luckily, it isn't the fucking only way. You've got a much better alternative here called the easy peasy method. This is what I've used to get free, and it's just the best. It's completely for free, same as NoFap, but this is easy and it requires no willpower. And you might be like, what? Quitting NoFap without willpower? Yeah, it requires a lot of willpower if you're doing traditional NoFap. If you're doing this easy peasy method stuff, it requires no willpower. This might sound like a marketing ploy, but you've got to realise it's free. No one is making money off this. So by me saying go do the easy peasy method, it's free, go read it right now, that no one's earning money off this. There's no financial incentive behind this. There's no arduous kind of like evil scheme, evil marketing scheme. No. It has a high probability of success, and you can verify this for yourself by reading it. It's fast. It takes about 4 hours to read the whole thing. And that's generous. You can read it faster, but 4 hours if you're reading it slowly, that's the amount of time. The reason why you won't do it, you're skeptical of what I'm saying, and you don't like reading. You're skeptical and you don't like reading. The reason why you're skeptical is because you're thinking, how could me reading be a strategy for quitting NoFap? And let me be real with you. The instructions in the easy peasy method are not do cold showers, do this. It's none of that. Literally reading the book undoes the urges in your mind. I know. Hard to fucking believe. And that's exactly the reason why you will fail. The reason why people will fail after watching this video is they'll listen to what I'm saying and they'll be so skeptical that they won't even try it. But let me put it to you this way. What's the worst that can happen? As I said, it's a maximum of 4 hours. 4 hours to read it. And the thing is, what's your alternative? Traditional NoFap? That's what got me into the easy peasy method in the first place. I had a brutal relapse and I literally was so down bad that I literally just typed into Google like how to quit PMO or something like that. And the easy peasy method cropped up in one of the links and I clicked on it and I read it and I was free. I did it because I was desperate. If you're in a position where you're fucking down bad and you're like, God, you'll be willing to actually listen to what I'm saying just out of hope. Just a scrap of fucking hope. And I don't know what it's like to be in this fucking addiction. It's awful. But let me put it to you this way. If you're skeptical, what's the worst that can happen? You read it and it doesn't work. What you're doing doesn't work anyway. What you're doing right now isn't working anyway. So if you do what I'm doing, you're no better off than you were. You're no worse off than when you were, should I say. So please read the easy peasy method. It is the correct strategy. When it comes to NoFap strategy, cold showers, willpower methods, they never worked for me. I'm not saying that cold showers are bad. I did cold showers for ages. I did it for 2.5 years every day, but that's more for health. For NoFap, easy peasy method is the way. This is the best strategy. It's the new strategy. The old strategy of like traditional NoFap is, in my opinion, it should be dead. The easy peasy method should be dominating. This is the new way. Click the link in the description. Look through the easy peasy method. Read it all the way through. And be free of this affliction. And when you're done with it, share it with a friend. I want this shit to spread. Read it right now.